Hello everyone, welcome to our video on circumference of a circle. Okay, but before we go right into this in detail, let's look at some properties of a circle. The first is the radius. Now the radius is the line that comes from the center to the edge of the circle. That's the radius, okay? Now the next line that's so important for us to understand is the diameter. Now the diameter is a line that moves from edge to edge of the circle but passing through the center. Now that's the diameter. Now the diameter, interestingly, is twice the size of the radius. Okay, that's very easy to understand, right? Now the most important part, especially for this video, is the circumference. Now the circumference of a circle is actually the distance way around the circle. In this case, the red line that goes around the circle is called the circumference. And these can be calculated by either of these two formulas. That is 2 times pi times the radius or pi times the diameter. Now, you use the first one when you have in the question given to you the radius. But if you get the diameter in the question, I recommend you use the second one. Okay? All right. Now, already by now you know that the value for pi is fairly constant number, and that's going to be 3.142. All right. So are we ready to go straight into the calculation? I heard someone said, yeah. All right. So let's go right into it. Okay. So this is our first question. In this question, we got to find the circumference of this circle that has a diameter of 7 centimeters, and we get to leave our answer to 2 decimal places. Now, because we're given diameter, I'm going to use this formula. Circumference is pi times the diameter, or pi d. Okay. Already I know the value for circumference, okay, which is going to be 3.142, and the diameter here is 7 centimeters. And so if you multiply this out, you're going to have 21.994 centimeters. And because we are instructed to give our answer to 2 decimal places, this is going to be 21.99 centimeters. So this is to 2 decimal place. That was pretty easy, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next. Here we got a circle, and we got to find the circumference of this circle. With it has a radius of 4 centimeters, and I've got to leave an answer to 1 decimal place. Remember, to do this, I can use either of the two formulas like we saw at the beginning of the video. But because we have a radius, I recommend we use this one, 2 times pi times the radius, right? Because we have the radius. So all we need to do is to substitute the values for pi and radius, and we'll work out the calculation. So if we do that, we got 2, which is a constant number, times pi, which is a constant number 2, 3.142, and times the radius, which we have here as 4 centimeters. So if you multiply this out with your calculator, you're going to have 25.136 centimeters. And now because we need to give an answer to 1 decimal place, so 1 decimal place is going to be 25.1 centimeter. The 1 decimal place. Okay, that was pretty very easy, right? Okay, I heard someone say, yeah, simple. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Now this doesn't seem very easy just looking at it, but we can really work it. Now we got a question here to work out the perimeter of this quarter of a circle. Now one way for you to really understand what's happening here is if I bring this part of the circle here, this full circle, and kind of fix it up here. Now you will notice that this quarter, this part here, is actually a quarter. Let me just put it here. I need to shade it so you can see. This part here is actually a quarter of the full circle, and that's what we want to calculate. We want to find the perimeter. The perimeter here is distance, this part here, this part here, and the distance from here. Okay, I'm trying to fold it from here to here. Now, so the distance down here, also here, and also here. If we add them 3 both. That's going to be the perimeter of this quarter circle. Now, because we know this is a circle, if here is 9, we also know here is 9, because definitely they are both of the radius of a circle. Okay, so all I need to do now is to find this distance here. But before I do that, I need to find the full circumference of a full circle, and when I get it, I'm going to do a quarter of it. That will be the distance of this curved part. So first, let's calculate the circumference. Okay, full circumference. Okay, the circle, full circumference, which is going to be of a circle, is going to be 2 pi radius. Okay, because I'm giving the radius here. Of course, I know the value for 2 is constant and pi is 3.142, and then the radius is 9. Okay, so if I multiply this out with my calculator, I'm going to have 56.556, and that's going to be in centimeters. So this value is actually the total distance around the circle. All right, but to find this part actually, okay, the blue part here, which is actually a quarter of the full circle, I can calculate that by I'll call it the curved part. So the curved part, that's the curved part here. Okay, the curved blue part here. To find it, because it actually is a quarter of the full circle, I'm going to divide this by 4, 56.556 divided by 4, and if I do the calculation, I'm going to have 14.139. Okay, and I have to move this way so I can have some space. Okay, good. 14.139 centimeters. Okay, now that's the curved part, shaded kind of like blue here. Okay, now to find the perimeter of the quarter circle, the curved part plus this radius will give you that value. So the perimeter now, okay, of the quarter circle is going to be this radius here, 9, plus this radius here, 9, and plus this curved part here, which is 14.139. okay, and if you add all values, you're going to have 32.139 centimeters. So this actually is the value for the perimeter of the quarter circle, which is actually this blue distance here, this radius here, and then this radius here. Was this difficult? Well, if it is difficult, you have to review the video one more time. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the next. Aha, another one. Not very hard, you think? Okay, so we got this quarter circle, I mean as a semicircle, half a circle. Okay, and we need to find the perimeter of this circle. Now remember, to find the perimeter, you need to find the distance around this curved part here, and also this distance down here. So if you know this distance here and add it to this curved part, that's going to be the perimeter of the semicircle. Now you already know this semicircle, this curved part here actually is a part of the full circle. That means if I know the circumference of the full circle and then I divide it by 2, that's going to give me the distance around here. Okay, so first we'll find the circumference of a full circle. Okay, I'm going to put full circle here to mean 0 means full circle. So the circumference of it, you already know. Okay, because I'm given the diameter, I'm going to use pi times d, or pi times diameter. Okay, and note the value of pi is 3.142, and the diameter here is 15. So what I'm going to do here is to try to use my calculator to work this out, and this is going to give me 47.13 centimeter. Now this value represents the distance around a full cycle. Okay, now but to find this from here to here, which is actually a half of the full circle, I'm going to divide this value by 2. Okay, so this curved part here, I'm gonna shade it to kind of blue here. Okay, so the curved part blue, the curved part, which of course was in blue here. To find the distance of it, you're going to have this full circumference, which is 47.13. I'm going to divide it by 2. If I do that, I'm going to have 23.565. Remember, you got to use a calculator to do this. Now, this distance here is the distance of this half circle here. Now, to find the perimeter of it now, I'm going to add this value here to this diameter. The diameter plus the curved part will give me the perimeter of this semicircle. So the perimeter now, okay, can now be calculated by the curved part, which is actually 23.565. Add on this line here, which is actually the diameter, okay, add 15, and then if I add this with my calculator or mental addition, I'm definitely going to have 38.565. Of course, because you're doing a perimeter, you're going to have leave your unit in centimeter. Okay, and that's it. So the distance, the perimeter actually from here to here adds up to 38.565 centimeters. And if you want to leave your answer to the one decimal place, because it doesn't really tell you to leave it, you can leave it to one decimal place, two significant figure 3. But let me leave my answer to one decimal place. This is going to be 38.6 centimeter. Very easy, right? And here is the last question for this video. Here we have to work out the perimeter of this semicircle, okay? And I'm going to leave an answer in terms of pi. Now, what this means that when you solve, you are not going to substitute the value for pi. So pi has to remain constant throughout the calculation. All right. Now, to find the perimeter of this semicircle, remember you've got the perimeter, actually the curved part here and this diameter here. Okay. All right. But first, we need to get the circumference of a full circle. And if we have that, we have it to get the curved part, okay? And then we have the curved part, we add it to this diameter. That gives us the perimeter. Quite easy, right? So let's go straight. First, we need to calculate the circumference, okay, of a full cycle, which is going to be pi times the diameter. Why I say diameter? Because if here is 6, also here to here, definitely has to be 6 centimeter as well, because radius, 2 radius make it diameter. Okay, so the diameter is actually 12 centimeters, right? So we go pi is constant, okay, because that's what we say, leave your answer in terms of pi times the diameter, which is 12. And if you did this, this is going to give you 12 pi. Now this 12 pi represent the full circumference of the full circle, and to get the curved part, which is half of the circumference, okay, so the curved part, to get it, just half this value, that's 12 pi divided by 2, and that's going to give you 6 pi. Now, having known this curved part, I need to add it to this full diameter to get my perimeter, because that's the whole distance curve here plus this diameter. So the perimeter, okay, remember we got to leave an answer in terms of pi, is the curved part, which is 6 pi. Okay, that's it, 6 pi. Add on the diameter of the circle, which is 12 centimeters. Okay, now this is about the answer. But if we really want to simplify this, okay, we can factorize, and if factorized, we got 6 here with a pi in plus 2, okay? Of course, everything here is going to be in centimeters. So this becomes the perimeter of this semicircle. I know you enjoyed this video. If you love the video, please, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to this video channel. So I'm going to say now to you, bye bye.